It much more awful is the impact on electronic framework satellites and communication systems. We presently live in a world where nearly nothing works without power and electronically based communications. Researchers screen sun-based movement with satellites just like the sun-based progress perception or the sun-based and heliospheric perception. All through the day these offices observe the sun's movement and gather information on its exercises. They capture pictures of the Earth's surface at diverse wavelengths, permitting them to recognize sunspots, sun-based flares and coronal mass discharges. By examining this information, researchers can make figures approximately conceivable sun-based storms. In the past, the sun's movement eddies have been appeared to take after certain cycles the ejections and storms, hence ended up unsurprising in any case. In spite of these advances and strategies, forecasts approximately sun-based storms are not constantly exact. The sun remains, and to a great degree, complex and energetic framework, and numerous of its forms are not, however, completely comprehended in expansion. Sun-based occasions can develop quickly and suddenly. Another calculate is the time it takes for a coronal mass launch to reach soil, which can shift. This makes it troublesome to foresee the precise timing and force of an impending geomagnetic storm. The Carrington occasion of 1859 weighs an extraordinary storm. Since we need similar information, it's troublesome in the event that not incomprehensible to foresee when such an unordinary storm will happen. Once more, the as it were certainty is that it'll come, and conceivably as early as 2025. The worldwide disaster is approaching. In our cutting-edge world we depend on innovation more than ever. Satellites circle overhead, giving us with communications route and climate information. The Webb interface land masses and societies in genuine time. Our foundation from control frameworks to organizational and money-related frameworks is digitized and interconnected. These progressions have cleared out us defenseless on a side that nobody truly needs to recognize. Everybody knows the annihilating storm is coming, but everybody too trusts our human progress will climate it. We can inquire ourselves why we don't get ready or secure ourselves superior. This question is effortlessly replied. We can't go back. Our society, the economy, inquire about all zones of our life are moving unchangeably towards digitization and mechanization. It was a bright day when out of the blue the skies over the joined-together states were on fire. A savage sun-based storm, more compelling than anything mankind had ever experienced, was tossing towards our soil. That was in 1859, and in case specialists are to be acknowledged, the following unpleasant sun-arranged storm is up and coming. We ought to ask ourselves, as of now, seem the sun eliminate the soil in 2025? It sounds almost as well crazy to be genuine, but we must foresee disorder. That the old world arrange will not survive. In 1859 people didn't certainly know what was happening at to begin with. They saw the bizarre play of light, which was similar to immense northern lights. The fire inside the sky was caused by piles of charged particles hustling towards the soil with mind-boggling speed. The sky, which frequently sparkles in fragile shades of blue-white, gotten to be a particular canvas of ruddy green and purple at to begin with. It was as if a painter had summoned a magnum opus on the sky with energetic colors. Inside the southern states of Theus, diggers attempting to discover riches inside the early afternoon warm were stunned by this unexpected light show. A few thought morning had unfolded once more in a dreamlike burst of color. Others accepted the sky was on fire, and the exceptional fire had begun. Freeze broke out inside the cities and the paths filled with people looking upward. A few broadened their hands to the sky, considering the divine Armageddon had come upon the globe. People experienced amazement and unadulterated fear. The advancement of the time was not organized for such a ponder. Communicate lines appeared and crackled as in case they all of a sudden took on a life of their possess. A few transmit stations, undoubtedly point-by-point streaks shooting out of their hardware as in case had by an imperceptible soul. Messages were blocked and communication between cities came to add up to conclusion. But in spite of the initial fear and confusion, people soon found comfort inside the excellence of this ordinary ponder. Families accumulated on their patios. Children pointed to the sky with pondering eyes, and couples held hands as they watched the ethereal show. It got to be a minute of stop, reflection and fellowship. The exhibition kept going for fair beneath 5 days, from outstanding 28th to September 2 ND 1859, and at that point the storm died down. The Carrington event, or the day the sky was on fire, got to be a significant, memorable event. When the storm died down and the sky returned to its ordinary blue, people were consoled. They had realized how little they were compared to the tremendous universe and how brilliant and unusual nature can be. A British space master named Richard Carrington had observed a coronal mass release from the Sun in no time recently the event and had very accurately connected this event to the savage geomagnetic storm. In any case, since communication had completely broken down territorially, it took a while for everybody to know what was truly behind the storm. In science, the geomagnetic storm of 1859 is presently known as the Carrington event. Among conventional people's stories around the day the sky was on fire were passed down from era to era. From a poetic or supernatural point of view, the play of colors was a living confirmation to the control and magnificence of our sun. To this day, the savage sun-based storm reminds us that in spite of all our innovation and information, we are still children of the universe, marveling in awe at the wonders it has got to offer. The Carrington occasion was about 200 a long time prior. None of us has experienced a comparable sun-based storm, but that might before long alter. It's as it were a matter of time. The following sun-based storm will be annihilating. Sun-powered storms are caused by complex attractive movement on the surface of the sun, particularly sunspots and sun-based flares. When these attractive energies are discharged, they heave charged particles into space. This marvel is called coronal mass discharge, or chemie for brief. These charged molecule streams of electrons and protons bounce through space at gigantic speeds and after that strike the Earth's attractive field. Ordinarily, the Earth's attractive field mediation most of the particles. In reality, our planet has very advanced framework for managing with these molecule bombardments. The attractive field intercepts the streams and coordinates them along the attractive field lines toward polar districts. This preparation is dependable for the dazzling wonder of the auroras, or aurora borealis inside the north and aurora australis inside the south. The particles are moved back and forward in a kind of magnetic bubble until they have lost control and become harmless. Bet hat as it may, our magnetic shield conus it were handle a certain hole of particles. In case there are more, they slip through the defensive instrument and enter lower layers of the Earth's climate. People do not intellect the particles very as much, in spite of the truth that masters and biomedical researchers propose that around 75% of the populace is able to physically feel sun-based storms. Most in any case do not indeed take note